Good morning. Today what we're going to be doing is focusing a little bit more on this whole idea of measuring speeds. Speed is a very important thing that you must be able to calculate for the entire year. Today we don't want to do too much in terms of the physics. I just want you to remember that speed is distance over time, and today we're going to learn how to get distance using a bunch of different tools. So you'll remember we had our pet squirrel running across the fence. I need to get the distance from fence post to fence post in order to get speed. Obviously, no matter when I'm getting speed, I need distance. So let's look at some tools. So here we go, distance measuring tools. The first one is nice and simple, and one I'm sure you've used before. Something like a meter stick, a measuring tape, a ruler. And what I'd like you to be able to do is to see if you can find one of these, you don't need them all, but one of them around the house. A ruler, a measuring tape. Check out the basement, check out the toolbox, check out the garage. See if you can find something, even a little sewing kit should have a measuring tape in it. See if you could find something. Show me a picture of you using it to measure something around your house. So for instance, with me, I'd like to measure the distance from blue tape to blue tape so I could figure out how fast my Thomas train is traveling across my lab table. So you would get your measuring tape, ruler, or meter stick if you have one, and simply lay it down and measure the distance. Now I'm gonna stop at the front end so you can see that's about 80.5 centimeters. And again, you just have to show me what you have available to you by measuring the distance of something around your house, just like I did there with my lab desk. Okay, the next thing you're going to have to do is show me that you can accurately use a measuring tool to get actual distances. Since I don't know the actual distances of the things you're measuring in your house, I wrote a computer program where it will generate blocks of various lengths. You'll have to do 5 of these. So with this one, you'll notice the block is more than 8 centimeters, so you hit the 8. The 8 will pop up here. You'll see it's not yet 8.1, so I'd put a 0. And then the last digit, I would estimate, we look like we're a little short of halfway, so I put in a 4, and then I hit check. If I get it right, it will tell me. If I get it wrong, it will tell me that too. I'd like you to get 5 right and 0 wrong. And when you do, take a screenshot. Not a picture with your phone, but an actual screenshot on your Chromebook, and attach that picture on the same slideshow where you're putting the picture for your measuring device. Okay, the next thing you probably have never done before, but it's a really helpful thing to learn, and that is measuring distance, short distance, with your phone. Now, depending on what phone you have, it might be different from what I am going to show you, but you should be able to find a way of doing this by just Googling it, okay? But on my phone, I'm going to use the measure tool. I open it up. It tells me to move my phone around. And then once it gets a sense of its environment, it will give me a little dot. I put the dot on the spot I'd like to measure, and I hit the plus sign. I then drag my phone to where I want to stop, and I hit the plus sign again. You notice it was around 1.8 meters. Here it's telling me about 1.79 meters. We want to see if I actually did that accurately. So you can see I went to the same lab table, and I used meter sticks. And you'll see there's 1 meter. And then you'll see it goes to about 1.82 meters. Not perfect, but not bad. Again, my phone told me it was about 1.79, so it was off by about 2 or 3 centimeters. So this is not a technique you want to use if you need it to be super accurate, but if you want to take a quick measurement, I do this all the time when I don't have access to some sort of measuring tape. Okay? The next one you can use your Chromebook for, and that is measuring long distance using Google Maps. So in this scenario, I've got Franklinville Lake. So when you go to Google Maps, pick anywhere you want in the world. I'm using Franklinville Lake because I have oftentimes ice skated on Franklinville Lake, and I want to know how far I traveled. So once I am there, you might want to switch to satellite view, but I'm not. Mine I think is easier with the traditional view. I just right click at the spot where I started skating. And then I go down to where it says measure distance. I then move to the other side and I click again. And it will tell me exactly how far that distance is in feet, and even better, down the bottom, in meters. So it's about 244 meters, okay, from one end of the lake to the other. Very helpful tool for measuring distances. If you don't have access to your Chromebook, or if you don't have internet on your Chromebook because you're out somewhere where there's no Wi-Fi, you can also measure long distance using your phone. This is very helpful. It uses the GPS feature on your phone. Again, you're going to have to download an app, and depending on your phone, you might pick different apps. In fact, when I searched, there were a bunch of them. This one seemed to have the highest rating, so I went with it. It's called GPS Fields Area Measure. I downloaded it onto my phone, and then I went to a hockey rink in Glassboro. Okay, it's a roller hockey rink. I go all the time, and I just wanted to measure how far it was from one end to the other. So once I had the app open, I clicked down the bottom where it says start measuring. I then started walking. And you don't have to record this, you just have to show me the final picture. I walked across the hockey rink. You'll see over here it gives me a step-by-step how far I traveled. And you can see the blue line was about 38 meters. Notice it's measuring in kilometers, so I have to multiply by 1,000 to get meters. And finally, when I was on the other side of the rink, it said about 51 meters. You don't need to show me a video. I just want to see a screenshot of your final walk. And I'd like to see how far that distance is. I want to make sure you use the tool properly. Okay, so anyway, that is all you have to do. And I know it's a lot, so I'm giving you 2 days to do this. Check in with me tomorrow during our regular class time. You don't have to stay long, just check in with me. Let me know if you're having any problems. Let me know if you do things correctly. And then whatever you haven't done yet, you can finish tomorrow. So you have today and tomorrow to get these 5 things done. Measuring using GPS, measuring using Google Maps, measuring short distances with your phone, making sure you're accurate, and making sure you can use simple tools that you have laying around the house. If you have any problems or issues, please let me know. Thank you.